Starting now on A Call to Arms, a holiday visit with our Georgia National Guard soldiers in Afghanistan. An inspiring appearance from a local hero. A father in uniform comes home just in time for Christmas. And soldiers pound sand in Afghanistan to help raise money for special kids and their families back home.
Thanks for joining us for this special holiday edition of A Call to Arms, our series featuring Georgia National Guard soldiers spending a year in Afghanistan. On this episode, we're going to be focusing primarily on one of a soldier's most important assets, his family. You know, right now there are literally thousands of families all over Georgia going through the holidays without their soldiers. But recently, the commander of our Savannah-based unit and his top enlisted man came here to the Armory to give a first-hand report to the families about how their soldiers are doing.
And it's time to start planning to coming home.
In November, Lieutenant Colonel Reg Neal and Command Sergeant Major Melvin Dover spoke with families from the 1st of the 118th Field Artillery at the Armory here in Savannah. The two leaders were under no obligation to meet with the families, but felt like it was important to keep them informed about what's going on in Afghanistan.
That's the tie that binds. Knowing that the home front is taken care of, being able to communicate with the family members knowing that the soldiers are okay. I mean, it's a two-way street. Not just the soldiers knowing the families are taken care of, but the family members also have to know that the soldiers are taken care of, and that they can rest at night knowing that the soldiers are doing a good job and have everything they need. I mean, maybe austere conditions, but they have everything they need.
It's just been a good opportunity for them to see us face to face and to be able to answer any questions they had specifically about the mission, about their soldiers that we could possibly answer.
The soldiers in the field got a special visit last month as well. Georgia Governor Sonny Perdue flew all the way to Camp Phoenix in Afghanistan just to say a personal thank you to our troops for their service.
I just want to come and applaud you. Don't you dare stand up and applaud for me, because you deserve the accolades. You're here doing the job on behalf of the United States of America, and we could not be prouder.
Well, as we all know, unfortunately, there's little peace on earth this holiday season. But during my time with our troops in Afghanistan, I met two men of faith. One, a Georgia National Guard soldier who's also a Baptist minister. The other, an Afghan Army officer who is a Muslim mullah. These two men of faith found a way to use their belief in God to bring our two cultures together. And they themselves were brought together by one man who has a special gift for bridging the gap. U.S. Air Force Captain Charles Johnson is one of the few people in the U.S. military who speaks to the Taliban.
I am the marketing guy.
Not directly, mind you, but by means of a variety of posters and flyers distributed to the local population by Georgia National Guard soldiers here.
This one here says, "Brother, come home. Don't kill yourself and innocent Afghans. I don't want you to go to hell. The suicider who kills innocent people for money will be thrown into hell forever," according to the Quran.
Johnson's flyers are colorful, direct, and to the point, using the deep-seated Muslim faith of the Afghan people as a means to convince them not to support the forces of hatred that have taken root in their country.
If we are going to succeed in Afghanistan in the long term, we do have to respect Islam.
But the effort to bring our two peoples together doesn't stop with printed flyers. It extends to face-to-face conversations as well. This is the first meeting between Georgia National Guard chaplain Captain Shelby Grant and Afghan National Army mullah Wazir Khan.
The definite common bond that we have is we both are here for soldiers. And we're to look after soldiers and minister to soldiers and take care of the well-being of the soldiers. And so that definitely is a common bond. And so it's not really about religion, but it's more about people and humanity.
These two uniformed men of faith find there's more binding them together than keeping them apart.
When A Call to Arms continues, we'll watch as a local Guard hero home from Afghanistan pays a visit to students at his alma mater.
It's, home. These are my, brothers, regardless of how old. If they were the original class of 1902 or if they're the class of 2010.
Plus, learn how moms brought together by war find new purpose fulfilling a fallen hero's last wish.
I have a need at this point still to know that Matt died for more than just what he believed in.
and helping hands knit warm caps for soldiers serving overseas. A Call to Arms continues right after this.
Welcome back to A Call to Arms. In our October episode, I introduced you to a soldier named Kit Lowe, who became a hero when he saved another soldier's life in combat in Afghanistan. Kit is still recovering from his injuries at Walter Reed Army Medical Center in Washington, but recently he came home here to Savannah and shared his experiences and some wisdom with other young men who may one day follow in his footsteps. If you want to make an impression on people, it helps if you can walk in their shoes.
It's, home. These are my, brothers, regardless of how old, if they were the original class of 1902 or if they're the class of 2010. These guys were all the same.
23-year-old Kit Lowe knows where these 400 Benedictine military school cadets have been. He sat in the same seats himself just over 4 years ago. That was before Kit joined the Georgia Army National Guard and went into combat in Afghanistan, and before a Taliban bullet forced him to wear what his mom calls his RoboCop brace. But Kit says his Benedictine connections helped him make it through the tough times on the other side of the world.
There's guys right now that are from BC that are a class of 07, 04, and in the 90s that are over there right now in Afghanistan.
Kit came back to Benedictine to ask his younger cadet brothers for help collecting school supplies for the impoverished students of Afghanistan.
We care a lot about him because, like I said, he's a BC grad and he's asked us to do this, and tradition means a lot to BC and brotherhood means a lot, and one of our fellow brothers asked us something. We want to do everything we can to help him out.
It's amazing what I think everyone felt here. And he's just like us. You can tell the way he talks, Him to come in here and talk about how he saved another man's life under fire when God knows how much adrenaline is pumping, how much you want to hide. And he's one of us.
Before he left the stage, Lowe left behind a reminder of what he lost and gained in Afghanistan, his Purple Heart Medal, which will be proudly displayed where all future cadets can see it. The cadets responded as one with a rousing rendition of the Benedictine fight song, sung proudly to honor one of their own. Well, as you might imagine, Kit's experiences have also had a big impact on his family. Now, his mother, Sandy, was obviously terrified when she found out about the danger that he was in, but it's also been a positive experience for her because it's brought new friends into her life. Here's a look at ways that they're working together to make a difference in Afghanistan. Sometimes shared experiences, whether painful or positive, can make your world seem a lot smaller.
But anyway, you gotta like that? Yep.
That's what happened with Sandy and the two Lisas. All three ladies are part of the Black Horse family, united by their loved ones' past service at Camp Black Horse outside Kabul in Afghanistan. Lisa Temple's husband Rex recently left the base, where Lisa Freeman's son Matt and Sandy Lowe's son Kit served until a battle on August 7th, in which Kit was shot in the leg and Matt lost his life. Now all three Black Horse women are together in person for the first time at Sandy Lowe's business in Savannah.
Right on here?
Yep. See where the little boxes are, so it kind of lines up with that.
Today's the first time that we've really gotten together, and it's been very comfortable.
They're such a huge source of support for me personally because they know exactly what I'm going through.
The Black Horse ladies are boxing up school supplies for Afghan children. It's part of a drive Senior Master Sergeant Temple began when he arrived in Afghanistan months ago.
I just want to give them a chance. They're just so poor, and this country's been at war for 30 years.
It's also something Matt Freeman mentioned in his last phone conversation with Lisa.
I feel very thankful. I have a need at this point still to know that Matt died for more than just what he believed in, but for what we all believe in. Matthew was very much an all-American boy, and this would have made him very proud to think that this much has been raised.
Wow, this is a heavy. Which truck? Oh, this one? Okay.
After a morning of packing, all the supplies are loaded into Sandy's SUV. then driven to Hunter Army Airfield, where they're loaded aboard shipping containers headed to Afghanistan with the 3rd Infantry Division's Aviation Brigade.
They'll fit up on top of that green box, too. Yep, right up there.
Kit Lowe, home for the first time from Walter Reed Army Medical Center, helped load them in.
It makes me really excited that the people I know and that I'm good friends with and I care a lot about are going to be getting something that I've been able to help out with. Being able to do that and help them with that means a lot.
Meanwhile, some other Coastal Empire ladies have found their own way to honor the troops. Their handmade gifts warm heads as well as hearts. The hundreds of hats knitted by these local ladies will warm soldiers serving from Iraq to Afghanistan and beyond.
I think it's wonderful. We can do anything to make these soldiers feel better. I think it's very well worthwhile.
Organizer Betty Hoke gives the hats away to individual soldiers in airports, as well as those deploying like this group at the 165th Airlift Wing.
They say, "You're giving these to us? Somebody made this for me?" They're like little kids, sort of.
The knitters call themselves Knit for Our Troops, or K4OT for short, and they're inviting folks from across the area to join them in the effort to create hats for our soldiers. Local knitters are invited to contact the group and ask for a pattern, then drop off their completed hats at any Southside Fire Department station in Chatham County.
Well, we've known Betty for years, and she approached us and just said, "Hey, is there any way we could collect hats at Station 5? I said, "Well, yeah, but would you like to collect them from all over?" She said, "Oh, yes, I would like to do that." I said, "Well, you know, Betty, we've got 14 stations spread throughout the county."
It's hard to know who's getting more out of this effort, the soldiers or the knitters.
Something hand knit is really from the heart. Everyone who knits knows that while they're knitting, they're always thinking about the person that they're knitting for. And even if you don't know who the person is, you can imagine it's going somewhere where it's needed.
Meanwhile, students at Kicklighter Academy in Savannah sent their own special holiday greetings to Guard soldiers in Afghanistan. The kids made construction paper Christmas cards and shipped them off to the troops.
An opportunity to say thanks and to do something creative and hopefully make someone's day a little better.
Coming up on A Call to Arms, a local Guard soldier comes home just in time for the holidays. And Santa visits troops in the combat zone. Plus, later, Guard troops in Afghanistan join hundreds of folks in Savannah to raise funds and awareness for a worthy cause.
I just can't tell them how much we appreciate what they do and what they mean to us, not just their service to our country, but their service to these wonderful children with Down syndrome.
And the Georgia Southern Eagles soar to victory as they show support for our troops overseas. We'll be right back with more of A Call to Arms.
That's Daddy. See? You see Daddy? Go. You can run now. You can run now. Go. Go. Daddy!
Welcome back to A Call to Arms. The Savannah Hilton Head International Airport was the scene of an emotional homecoming on Christmas week. Bob Harris made it home from Afghanistan just in time to spend Christmas with his wife Amy, 2-year-old son Bob Jr., and more importantly, for the impending birth of his soon-to-be new daughter, Sarah.
It's wonderful. He's grown so much since I've been gone. You just don't realize, how much goes on over a couple months when they're at this age.
We'll let you meet the newest member of the Harris family and visit Bob and his soldiers on the job in Afghanistan next month on A Call to Arms. The great majority of our Georgia Guard soldiers are spending their holidays in Afghanistan without the people they love most. But the troops still found time to spread some holiday cheer around their main base at Camp Phoenix in Kabul. Soldiers hung decorations in their barracks and offices, and Santa even paid a visit to give out Christmas stockings full of donated goodies. We'll take a quick break now, but first, here are some holiday greetings from local Georgia Guard soldiers in Afghanistan for their families and loved ones here at home.
Hello, I'm Sergeant First Class Dave Rocketreed. I'd like to wish my lovely wife,
Lolita Alcatraz of Vidalia, Georgia, and my kids, best wishes and happy holidays from here at Camp Phoenix, Kabul, Afghanistan.
I'm Sergeant Willie Knight. I'd like to say Merry Christmas to my family back home, my wife Donna, my daughter Gabrielle, my daughter Destiny, my son Matt. Merry Christmas. Happy holidays.
Happy holidays. I'm Sergeant Michael Carter, hometown of Savannah, Georgia. Wishing my family a happy holiday season. Wife Stephanie, son Michael, daughter Lauren and Olivia. Merry Christmas. I love y'all.
Welcome back to A Call to Arms. We're joining you on a sunny Saturday in Forsyth Park in downtown Savannah, where hundreds of people have turned out for the Buddy Walk, an annual event to raise money and awareness about Down syndrome. But did you know that soldiers halfway around the world in Afghanistan are also playing a big part in this battle? Forsyth Park was an explosion of color, sound, and energy on October 3rd as folks of all ages turned out to take part in the 4th annual Buddy Walk. The 1-mile walk, followed by a family fun festival, was aimed at raising awareness and support, as well as funds, for the families of children born with Down syndrome, a chromosomal irregularity which results in developmental disabilities.
And we just want people to see that our children do exactly what they do. They get on the school bus, they do their homework, they can count to 10 and do everything that everybody else can do. And we want people to see how special and awesome they are.
Shannon Hurst is the mom of 5.5-month-old Jackson, who was born with Down syndrome, and her uncle Tony has Downs as well. Shannon says the support of Low Country Down Syndrome Society means a great deal to her family.
When you go there, you feel at home. Everybody's had that sinking feeling in their stomach when they got the news. They've all gone through the self-pity and they've been scared, and you get with them and it just takes all the weight off your shoulders.
Another Buddy Walk took place hours earlier in Camp Phoenix in Kabul, Afghanistan. Here, Shannon's sister, Sergeant Samantha Allen of the Georgia Army National Guard's 48th Infantry Brigade, organized dozens of her fellow Guard soldiers and even Allied troops from France and Romania to join in the effort.
Today is the first ever Buddy Walk in Afghanistan. It is a walk that the National Down Syndrome Society has started doing in 1995, and this is the first one ever overseas in a combat zone.
Soldiers got to toss pies at their commanders and earned the satisfaction of knowing they can make a difference from so far away.
I think certainly with an opportunity like this, the importance is that, we get a chance to help somebody out, and no greater way than to spend a little time serving your country and your God and helping out the folks back home in any way we can. So it makes you feel good on the inside.
The troops at Camp Phoenix added more than $3,000 to the total raised the next day during the walk in Savannah. But organizers say the soldiers' contribution means more than just money.
Their involvement in the Buddy Walk and their connection really just tells us, what life is really all about. I just can't tell them how much we appreciate what they do and what they mean to us, not just their service to our country, but their service to these wonderful children with Down syndrome.
There's more to come on A Call to Arms. Find out how the Georgia Southern Eagles football team paid tribute to our Georgia Guard soldiers serving in harm's way.
I feel like it's a huge honor to be able to represent soldiers that are overseas fighting for us.
And see a special message from the troops to the players and fans back at home. We'll be right back with more of A Call to Arms.
Finally now, a look at the lighter side of life for our troops in Afghanistan. Even though our Georgia National Guard soldiers are on the job 24/7, 7 days a week, they still find a way to make time for their favorite pastimes, like college sports, for instance. Recently, the Georgia Southern Eagles football team found a way to honor the soldiers at their season-ending game. Patriotism, college loyalty, and football brought fans together from opposite sides of the world as the Georgia Southern Eagles adorned their helmets with the emblem of the Afghanistan-deployed 48th Brigade for the team's season-ending game against the Citadel.
Number 76, Josh Barker.
Senior offensive lineman Josh Barker from Atlanta says it brings a special meaning to the final showdown of the season.
I feel like it's a huge honor to be able to represent soldiers that are overseas fighting for us. I feel really honored to be able to wear their patch on our helmet and win one for them.
Lieutenant Colonel Tom Bright, home on R&R from the Georgia National Guard's main base in Kabul, says the relationship is a two-way street.
We follow the games every week. Yeah, we're really tied in. It kind of helps make the time go by. Gives you something to talk about other than work. You know, when you're working 12, 14 hours a day, it's nice to have a little escape. And Georgia Southern football is a great escape to have.
As Gus the Eagle mascot donned his Army combat uniform, GSU alumni soldiers in Afghanistan sent their own cheer from Camp Phoenix.
Let's welcome to the field your 2009 Georgia Southern Eagles.
Take it to Citadel, take them to the woodshed and wear their butts out. Go Eagles!
The Eagles obeyed General Dudney's orders, taking out the Citadel 13-6. The Eagle players, coaches, and fans say this symbol is just an outward expression of the gratitude they feel to all the members of our military who protect our country both overseas and here at home.
Thanks for joining us for this holiday visit with our Georgia Guard soldiers in Afghanistan. We'll see you next month on A Call to Arms.